And then the
Price of
joke
seats for
was,
sale. What is it? The Squid Games? What y'all talking about?
I'm rolling.
I mean,
No, I was talking about how my algorithm on YouTube is super wild these days. I'm like getting weird things. On my whole screen, I'm like, I could understand the direction as to where they're trying to like, what's the word? Not accelerate, but
On Instagram
yeah,
or like
on
TikTok?
YouTube.
YouTube and Instagram.
Oh,
For those
But
listening at home, James is on the line, one of our co-hosts. Say
okay.
hello to the people out there.
I got something to say about these Instagram timelines, especially the Explore page.
yeah,
All
that's
right,
what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna tell you guys this, and please agree with me.
Okay.
For some reason, and this is the thing I try to explain to people, but they don't understand. Like, there's something wrong with my algorithm. Is usually all the time like wrestling, gaming, sports, and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
But then, for some strange reason, yo, out of nowhere, there'll be like big bunda on my Explore page, and I'm like, I'm not looking for this.
But it's
I'm a child of God. I swear, I'm not looking for any of this.
no, but it's like
And I
how
understand why, because I think they know that I'm black, and they know
But that doesn't mean
that.
anything.
that doesn't.
That's definitely stereotyping.
I feel like that's what it is.
That's like floating fried chicken on your Explore page just because you're black.
Wow.
Well,
Okay. Wait.
You didn't see the new KFC marketing allegedly that
So
came out for Canada the other day.
So
You didn't see that?
off camera.
We were talking about
that.
And I was saying that yes, I understand the advertisement. Yes, I understand the context and the stereotypical context behind it. However, now we are pandering to the idea of us not getting paid in advertisements.
Why? Because niggas like chicken?
Wow.
When you say it like that, I mean,
Yo, let me tell you something. Like, and that's the thing. The reason why the reason why I talked about the Explore page and the bunda and stuff, because yo, let's say someone goes on my phone
Oh.
and they go on my Explore page and they see bunda. They're like, oh, is this something you look at? And I'm like,
No.
because I'm barely on Instagram.
Mm.
And they're like, well, your algorithms will basically depict what the things you look at. And
That's
I'm
not
saying,
necessarily
no,
true.
that's not true.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or anybody else can be like, no, that's not true. And now you're in no trouble. Now you're in no trouble.
So
Telephone thing I shook me life.
so they plan things on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like, you see, another reason how Instagram ruins relationships.
Wow,
I am
okay,
rolling. That's the hill to die on.
See, they're just trying to tear the black man down. They're trying to tear the black man.
Wow.
Especially if
Wow.
this guy do it, we will. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Wow. You know what? There's so many things about that is so loaded and unloaded at the same time. Like,
You know what I think it
unloaded.
is with the fresh and fit thing?
unload the clip.
Wait, hold on. Before you jump around.
Oh man,
Yeah,
no,
I'm sorry.
I haven't
That-
even seen that one yet. I still
So,
need to sit
okay.
down and watch that. But oh my god.
So just to segue in, for those listening, in a world where, watch out for the things that are planted in front of you, because not everything
You see is real.
it could be. Not everything you see is real, but not everything is to be consumed either.
This is true.
This is the vent. I'm one of your hosts, Del Najiro. I got my other host here,
Hey, the nerdsy.
and I have my other host on the line, James
Yes, I'm here.
Hunterville. Now, keep that fresh and fit thing in your mind. Just keep it up.
That's crazy.
Keep it fresh in your mind.
Yes.
Ah!
Yes. Keep it fresh in your mind. Before we get into that, though, how's everyone doing?
I am still catching on sleep.
Yo, I didn't think naps would be a real thing in the 30s.
I'm tired. I have not. I feel like I haven't slept properly, but I'm just catching up on sleep. Like I'm actually.
You're catching up on sleep.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I think it's time. Do you take naps?
I don't take naps.
I think you're probably gonna be part of the club.
I
I don't have a
feel-
membership card, but but you're gonna be part of that club now.
30 in nap time.
Like, I'm telling you, like,
No, it's real. Exhausting.
Yo, there's not like a good nap still. I'll tell you that right now.
you should
A
go.
nap at 30, a nap be hitting. Like, especially if it's one of those naps that was unexpected.
Ooh, those are the best.
Oh, those are like worth every penny.
Those are the good
The
ones.
one day you're just like laying down. Let me just lay down. And you wake up,
Catch up.
slobber on the side of the face. Them ones.
This is.
And then you're mad at yourself. Like, no, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
See, those ones suck.
I had that
But I
last
mean,
week.
yeah, like if you have a 30-minute one and you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel refreshed, I can do the rest of the hours. Yeah, cool. But like,
And then you're laying in bed in the dark, like, and you're like, yo, what the hell, man?
yeah, those ones where it's like a good hour and then now you're like, I can't sleep now. I can't.
I had one where I'm like, I always say, okay, myself, do an hour. Okay, lay down an hour.
3 hours.
It's 3, 3
3
hours.
hours. I do exactly me.
And I go, yo, what happened? It's supposed to be an hour.
Honestly.
Oh, I slept for
I
3
remember
minutes.
seeing those memes when you were a kid and you took a nap in the living room and you end up in the bed and you're like, wait, hold on.
You just end up in the.
Teleported?
Now, I got a question. Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's coming in.
I got a question. It's
Hold on.
You guys can go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
It's doubling up.
hold
My bad.
on. I'm coming. Let's get ourselves situated. We'll be right back after these messages. And we're back. Right.
Hi.
What we were saying? We were saying we were talking about algorithms previously.
yeah,
right?
changing,
Yes.
Right.
meeting stereotypes,
That-
and yeah.
That KFC thing in our city where they put the billboards and yo.
Honestly,
You know what
I
that remind me of?
what?
You remember back in the day they had the one with the drumstick? The black
Oh,
guy with the drumstick.
no.
That's with the drumsticks.
No.
First I remember the guy with the dumb shit. That's terrible, man. The KFC and they had what is it, Mary J? That wasn't Mary J, but with crispy lettuce
That
and
was
chicken.
sadly-
Oh,
sadly Mary J. Blige,
See
yes.
for your fried chicken, yay.
So what's
That was
wro-
Mary J.
okay?
Blige, sadly, yes. That
But
So-
it happened. I mean, some people will be like, "Get your bag, sis."
Yeah,
some,
I'm one of those people that would say, "Get your bag."
really?
I am.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's
But I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's,
why do we have to make everything political?
it just is what it is. It just there's like history. Like, you think you can make like an
Listen.
like an Italian commercial?
Listen.
Be like up with the boo and then pizza, and then pizza sauce flying everywhere, and then like
That
you
would be
can't.
kind of wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
that's
I
like
mean,
that's like the old school Pizza Pops commercial when you buy it and it's
yeah,
on the
just
screen.
Yeah, yo,
Back in the day.
you're going way back. Oh, I gotta hunt that down.
commercials.
I gotta hunt that down.
There's actually a YouTube channel that actually shows all the
Those
old
90s,
school. Yeah,
yes.
love it. But yeah, I mean, like, we could get over it
Yo,
as a people.
I don't know.
I mean,
yo.
we've gotten over the N-word, no?
No, we had not.
Actually,
What do you mean? We got over the N-word?
We've changed. We've revamped its use.
yeah, okay. first
We
of all,
said who cannot and can be a part of it. We've said, okay, we've made it now a word of endearment. So the understanding of chicken in association to us.
the specific for those listening, like, it's just due to historical like
Purposes,
poking fun.
yes.
Yeah.
Why can't we just disassociate the stereotype and just be okay and now empower ourselves with fried chicken?
So it's like,
I mean-
what you gonna get? Some chicken?
Yeah, of
Fried
course.
or- Yes, I'm gonna eat chicken.
And I'm
Don't
gonna
you
make
eat chicken?
like exactly.
No, I don't know.
I don't know how that's
Flavor
gonna
it
work.
all.
That's gotta be weird still. I don't know. how that works.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Why is that weird?
Because you can't say all black people will eat chicken.
This is true.
Right.
So I think that's where the problem lies, because it's like not black people. There's black vegans out there, and there's black vegetarians.
This is true.
There's stuff like that. So I guess just to stereotype people, like that, I think that's basically the issue of everything. Like I guess putting an image on somebody, like
Okay, I gotta pull a picture up just for.
You know what I mean?
I'll put the picture up for.
If you have a
I mean, what was the historical implication as to why black people are stereotyped to be chicken eaters?
I don't know.
Well, it was mixed in with it was like a 1-2 punch with like the watermelon and the fried chicken thing.
Yes.
Which is basically like slave.
The ice cream song was basically like a racial song.
A racial song, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying that black people's ice cream was watermelon.
Yes.
Even though that song.
And that seems a little healthier than
And
ice
then
cream
right
itself.
after, Jib says, does your chain hang low? That doesn't really help the situation when you think about it now.
Understood.
From watermelons to chains, do your chains hang low? Can you tie it up? I mean, well, black people wearing chains. That's not a good way to revamp the situation.
I mean,
You
we
know?
have a whole rapper whose name is that, and he wears 2 of them.
Two chains. I mean, there's chains of endearment. Chains of endearment, like you
Right,
said.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. That's not. Hey, leave me out of that situation.
Hold on.
I don't want to be a part of that.
Visit.
Well, this new so
People be
what we were talking about, if you guys are aware of the advertising and marketing that has happened recently in Canada, and we're gonna put a picture. Hopefully, we can find a picture and post it inside the actual podcast, so you guys can see the visual.
But I don't know, Z.
But basically, it is a
That's
picture.
inaccurate. We do not hold chicken like that.
I cannot stand you. It is the way that the reflection is inside the actual
What is
thing.
that?
But this style of art,
like
I forget who's the actual artist style it is, but this style of art. There is a 4 spread of these images of people eating KFC
Going to
chicken.
the spoons because we don't use our spoons.
However,
Wow, that's
the imagery is not a direct picture or visual of somebody eating. It is the reflection of them within the utensils eating the chicken. Now, what is problematic and seen as problematic in this whole spread is that majority of the persons in these spreads are black people.
yeah.
The one with the man with his fingers is kind of wild.
But
That's
that's
bad.
their
That's some
slogan. It's
nasty
finger
work.
licking good.
That's nasty work still. That's some nasty work.
Finger licking good.
That is some nasty
That is their catchphrase.
work. I'm sorry. It's nasty work.
Why?
You're doing that to KFC in 2023? No one has ate there since like.
Nope.
That's crazy.
You cannot say that. I ate KFC last week.
Yeah, like
It's
me
still
too.
it's still
And
good.
the
Like,
week
It's still
before.
good.
it's still good like
I'm
that.
eating KFC. I should not.
Over Popeyes.
As you can tell,
Yes.
I should not.
Over
but-
Bojangles. Because you go to
Because
you
you
go to
can't. They don't have Bojangles here. You don't have Bojangles here.
But for your experience, like Bojangles, Popeyes, Mary Brown's, you're saying KFC today.
Now hold on. No, wait.
But each
Now,
chicken
hold
is
on now.
different.
You're flying past the fence. This is going a little too far. First off, if it was me, Mary Brown's is like the OG. Right
I heard
there.
Mary Brown's is really
Mary
good.
Brown's the OG. It's just high. It's
They
pricey.
got crunch.
Yo, that crunch is.
It's crazy.
No, like for real, it's nice. The crunch
The way
sandwich.
you're-
Their sandwich is wicked with the pickle on top.
What?
That one is, and the taters
Madness.
with the gravy.
Wow.
Woo, and the macaroni with a little sweetness on the macaroni.
Yo, they need to have an
They
ASMR.
hit different.
They
Like,
need to have an
hit-
ASMR just for them. That's it.
No, it does crunch still.
ASF from Mary Brown's.
No, Mary Brown's is,
They need
yeah,
it.
even the taters crunch.
That's
You get
fine.
them hot and fresh. For me, it's Mary Brown's, KFC, then Popeyes. I had
Really?
the thing about it.
KFC right
Popeyes
now.
in Louisiana is different than Popeyes here.
Yes.
And then for me, Popeyes here, it's like, it's very much so a hit and miss. Like the only thing that's popping right now at Popeyes,
Is there fries?
no, there's a strawberry biscuit they have there.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
Listen to me. That strawberry biscuit with the icing is the devil's work. How good it is. I am telling you, it's the devil's work. I'm telling you. There's something called Bojangles. They have the bowberry biscuit. That's like the strawberry equivalent of that.
Right.
You have to wait 5 minutes for it to come because they have to bake it fresh.
Oh, okay. I mean,
And then they icing it up and whatever.
I
Yeah.
would just say Popeye's fries is really
Yeah. Hence why I'm so
Cajun
big.
fries.
Cajun fries.
I heard they got rid of. They had this whole marketing that they killed off. The old fries died because KFC fries wasn't the greatest fries, and they have something called seasoned fries. They had like a live stream funeral with a casket with the fries, the old fries sticking out the casket.
That's
so intense.
I mean, marketing wise, I mean,
it makes sense.
Funeral, KFC funeral, with those fries sticking out, and then they said we're getting seasoned fries.
But I mean, wouldn't that make sense for where they are?
I don't know, man.
technically.
In Kentucky?
So,
The history behind it?
I mean,
something interesting I read. I never knew the actual founder lived and passed away here.
yeah, he Mississauga.
Mississauga, yeah.
The man is Canadian.
Yeah.
Is he really? Is he actually Canadian?
Wait, I don't know if it's...
He's Canadian, but he just marketed and moved to the States.
I think it's back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, to
But
push his stuff.
But he retired here, though. And he sold the American side to, like,
Yeah.
whoever, yeah.
Listen, a lot of the good stuff that we know is Canadian.
Like basketball?
Like basketball, yes.
But you know what? I'll say this.
Like hockey, I mean.
KFC, I never tried the seasoned fries yet. I never tried it.
Seasoned fries, KFC, I don't know.
I don't know, yo. Some seasoned fries, it tastes like just salt.
Just
Salt. Like, just salt. You're just peppering it up with salt, and that's it.
It's very hit and miss.
Very salty. Well,
But I forgot where were we going?
well, with the KFC advertisement, personally, I feel like.
How to get that far?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you
No,
mean?
honestly, I feel like you have to have a cultured black person in the room sometimes.
Like,
For the marketing board?
Yeah, like, are you about
The
to...
culture black. Like, no, but when I mean culture black, I mean a cultured black that is like
But
university graduate,
Yes.
smart with marketing,
Yes.
but
They have their ears to the street.
their ears to the streets.
But
so in the
let's
sense
be
that they go to
honest.
the black barbershops and still get lineups.
But let's be honest.
No supercuts.
What happens if KFC is, and their buyership, they're only going to market to who is buying. So what happens if 80% of the buyers are black?
But
Yo,
I don't
know
think
if it's
they're not.
I'm just
like,
saying what if. I'm not saying that
I
they
know,
are.
I know. I'm
I
just...
see,
But if-
I see what you're saying.
It wouldn't make sense to market to anyone else if those are the people who actually consume your product.
I feel like there's just better ways of doing this.
Like what?
No, but yeah.
I feel like there's just better ways of doing this. I remember going to Wendy's because Wendy's had a mixtape. They had a track, and I'm like, oh, I gotta listen to this. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm brainwashed. I want a frosty. I don't know, but
the fact, okay,
You know
so like timeline wise, I think it was posted like on the 24th of August, and the next day, they had a new commercial that looks like this. There was only maybe one black person in it,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like
they knew who to market.
right.
But I don't know, man. I don't know.
There was no like bug in their eyes and sultry
know what?
licking with the fingers.
I would laugh to this day.
Maybe that's a part of the marketing.
That's what I'm saying. I would laugh if the actual colonel was Michael Jackson.
I don't know where you're
I
going.
don't-
Yo, you've been smoking. You've been smoking before the pod started. Yo.
Wait,
I mean, if our generation dies, right? Well, not if. We will eventually. But
okay.
when people look back and they look at Michael Jackson now, people are going to look at Michael Jackson and think that he's a white man.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
I don't like where this is going.
I'm just saying.
I mean, in the world nowadays, we're rewriting history and terms and
I know.
things like that. We're rewriting everything. So, I mean,
Unfortunately.
well, it is possible.
I just
You
feel
know
like
what I
both
mean?
stories need to be said
I
side by
mean,
side.
depending to who,
Right.
Side by side.
depending on what agenda, I guess, I'm assuming. You
It's
know.
crazy, people. Yo, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, we'll be like, yeah.
They're going to be like, Michael Jackson was white. What do you mean? The king of pop? He was white.
I remember. Think about it. Think about it. They're already taking slavery out the books.
And it's, yeah,
They're already taking the slavery out the books.
No, they just showed up here. They didn't.
Not they just showed up.
Mystical Negro theory.
They missed.
Based-
Wow. Nah, they just teleported. They're druids.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Warcraft 3.
Yes.
name
But yeah, where were we going before? What was this?
I guess the moral is like, yeah, you
Have
can't,
more diverse groups inside the
Yeah, you
marketing board.
can't-
Yes.
Yes, and that's for a lot of things. Like, but this is the thing.
Excuse me.
Sometimes I wonder if that's the, like, the outrage helps them in a sense.
Of course.
Because it's like, because it's weird, because it's like, you have people like, oh, I can't believe they did this. I want chicken. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's outrageous, but like, now you feel like, I remember some people, was like, the Balenciaga situation happened.
That's so funny.
So people still bought Balenciaga and still wore Balenciaga. In a sense, it's like, well, I have money and you don't. I don't care about the kids. Or it was like, well, I want to be that one rebel on the side. You know what I mean? So, it's like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a weird, like,
yeah, you
have people that are gonna be like, you know what, I can't do this. Cancel them, and then some people are gonna be like, well, more chicken for me. And then what was there? Was there a KFC jingle? I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
No, actually, I don't think there's. I know the worst thing I seen was when MC Hammer was dancing for a piece of chicken. That was a little crazy.
Oh my God, he did the Gene dance, the thing, the ball, oh my Lord.
But you guys remember, these people need to get paid.
Go chicken.
That's no. See, he was doing the equivalent of the like.
But that's what he does.
Viral dance moment right there.
Or
when he does this, when he gets into that with the genie pants.
Okay, question.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Question.
Yo, Hammer commercial's crazy.
But why are we shaming him for collaborating with such a big?
I'm not shaming him, but
I mean,
sometimes it's like it's giving me a little bit of this.
Yeah, the big smile and
give
the
me
eyes just
the mimicry. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, right.
But if that's who's paying, that's who's paying.
Yo,
I don't know, man. For just saying, but that's not good when you say like, well, take the bag. I want you to dance.
Okay.
Dance to the bag. Dance. Like,
but I mean,
like
the Popeyes woman stopped doing it because she's kind of like, this is getting a little too, they're telling me to smile.
Yeah, the whole minstrel thing. Yes, which has the
telling
history.
Me a whole mammy. Like I don't know all that, man.
Here, can you just put on this head wrap? Huh? Head wrap. Just throw it over your head.
Yo, that's yo.
No, it's just
I know
wild. Some people like this like some like.
I can see a marketer be like, yeah, could you put your? Yeah,
well, they do it with allegedly.
Head wrap on.
Allegedly, they do it with
like your hair a little rustic,
frizzy.
Yeah, your hair's like a little too
sleek,
rough. I feel like we should put something European on your head. Like how about just.
It wouldn't be as outright as that. But yeah.
I know, but I know they want to say it like that.
I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
What would they call it?
Frizzy.
Frizzy.
You're saying it's a little frizzy.
We need it to be a little.
We need to sleek it.
Straight.
Sleek.
Sleek?
I clean my dishes.
Or clean.
I clean my dishes with that. You got a little spool in your hair. Excuse me?
Throw that napalm on your head. Let's just eliminate
I can't say
all kink.
Oh, Lord.
All that situation.
Nah, the worst one I've seen is
smooth and soft.
The NFL player who wore a helmet with a rotating chicken on the grill. Was that Jerry Rice?
I mean, would it be any better? Okay. So what are we really concerned about? Are we more so upset at the fact that it was just an all-black cast or majority cast? Or are we more upset at the fact that there was not an equal diverse group of advertisement of all backgrounds and ethnicities?
You know what's weird? For me, it's just
the image of
the imagery. I feel like what you put out there is what people are gonna feed into, and we can't get that. The problem is, I don't like if we feed a certain image.
Yes.
And now someone assumes that I'm just gonna want chicken all the time. You know what I mean?
On.
Someone's gonna assume that I want chicken every time. I'm like, no, I don't want chicken all the time. You know what I mean? Like I hate okay. If it's promoted as, I feel like if you promote some things a certain way, you're just gonna think a certain way. And I don't think we realize that with marketing and shows and movies, it's easy to be typecasted because it's marketed that way. You know what I mean?
That's a good point, actually. The typecasting, yeah.
Like it's like you see something and it's like, okay, you like Kool-Aid. What flavor you like? Red? Of course you do.
Of course
you don't know the flavor. Like, you're Latino, so are you a part of like this? You know what I mean?
Do you like beans? You're like, and it's like,
right?
what do you mean? Like, Like beans are delicious.
It's
Like,
making that assumption. It makes people to make that assumption. Oh my gosh, I've seen a black man, and he had his hair covered, the do-rag with the flap out, like those type of things. And then it's like, instead of it being like a hair protection, it's
just so, yeah.
it's scary.
Well, you know
Like,
what?
for example, for us too, like if we see a certain color in a trench coat, a very long trench coat, that person could be goth.
Oh, okay.
But we can also, we could be watching that person that whole time.
And say that they're
Where's that?
daredevil. I get it.
Not even Daredevil, but like, what is that guy doing?
Or
What is he
Gambit.
doing over there?
Okay.
What is he doing over there? Like, what is he? You see what I'm saying? And I think
Gambit.
that's the problem. When you say or gambit,
Yes.
that's the best way to say it. You know.
I don't know, man. Images is an important thing. I'm realizing as like since my 30s, I've been like, yo. probably even before
Imagery
that,
is
like,
important.
Imagery is
Our
very.
parents told us this when we were younger, did they?
You can't just.
You don't want to look a certain way, come off a certain way,
You know
dress
what?
a
And I
certain way.
realized that, yeah, you're right. Because even back in the day as a kid, I wasn't allowed to have a water gun.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have one.
Or short
and
shorts.
And I think about it now,
It makes sense. And
it kind of makes sense.
I remember one time I had a cap gun and I was just playing around in the park. I don't know if it was a higher self or grandmother watching. No, my grandmother's alive. It was some family spirit was watching it. But like
Put the gun down.
no, seriously. And I kind of I went to the trash bin and just threw it away. No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things.
That,
where it's like,
that wasn't high count. That's somebody on Eglinton on the other side of the road. Oh, we are doing that. And you're just like, that's when the community was. That's when the community was raising you. When the people were yelling down the road, that was like God calling a God. I don't be on the top beer on the road.
Cannot.
You're looking around, but you have to stop.
you got.
And people that
did
don't
you hear
understand
that?
is like, why?
Right? Did you hear
What
that?
did you start playing? Because it's like, you didn't hear that, yo?
For those that go through the same thing, like your mom shops in the areas anyway, so someone's gonna tell your mom.
Someone's
Yes.
gonna tell your
Someone
mom.
will tell your mom.
I seen your kid running around, your little boy, running around with gun. It could be a water gun, cap gun, but
they don't
little
explain-
boy with gun. Oh,
Right?
did you go home?
Oh no!
And then she comes home. Hi, mom. How's it? Ah! Or we are doing gun.
A gun.
Gun. You're on the park with some gun. And then literally you're looking at, she's reading your mind because you can't like hide it from your face. You're like, oh, that gun.
It's
And now you can't even lie. You just, you have to hug that.
it's just crazy still, cause it's like you know how back in the day, like certain people used to act out how other cultures look. Now they just pay the person to do it, and
Basically.
a lot of people don't realize. Yeah, I'm getting the bag, but like, isn't that what a Chappelle
At
went
what
through?
cost?
Like, yeah, at what cost? Like that's one, and two, that's what Chappelle was kind of
Doing.
made him step back. Like, whoa, I think this skit I'm doing. Nah, I don't think this is like it's funny, yeah, but like, what did he say? He said one guy was just laughing a little too.
You just laugh at her. Ah, ha, ha, you're stupid. Beep. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
But I mean,
Right?
I don't know where the line is, and I think that's the thing about like great comedians and stuff. There's a line of very bad and very funny, and you have to like hit that middle spot
Right.
where it could be very detrimental but very funny and accurate.
Right.
You're supposed to make
Too
a bad
accurate.
situation
Or
a good thing.
Too accurate, yeah.
You're supposed to make a bad situation a good situation, in a sense, to be a great comedian.
Right.
So it's like, I guess.
But in terms of imagery, though, like, I'll leave with a question of like, should you just have greater control?
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Like-
what are we more upset about? Is it the fact that majority of it were black people?
More or less, I wasn't
Or
upset still.
diverseness?
I kind of laughed when I seen it. I was more like, oh, man. It's
Like, yeah,
always
I was
us
like,
again. Oh,
expected.
You said expected.
Expected.
That's a problem.
I know.
The bugging
And especially
eyes.
if you're advertising to Canada, being a multinational, multi-ethnic.
I think we
would
need
be
to
more upset
eliminate
about
that because Toronto's diverse. Not every place is
yeah,
diverse
GTA.
in Canada.
This is
You
true.
go a little up north,
Ooh.
and the
But
hard
Canada-
ER is still active.
Yes, this is true. But like in the sense of Canada itself, it's still considered a multinational, multi-ethnic country.
I mean, because they bury all the things they deal with.
Okay, so be it. But I would be, if they were taking on this commercial,
Yeah.
my thing would then be upset with you are not reflecting the actual nationality that you are dealing with.
I guess.
Which happens a lot. I mean, you can clearly tell that.
That's
But you
what
know
it
what's the concept I've heard too? Like, if America sneezes, Canada catches a cold. So I feel like in America, you'll see. Remember, you have videos of the man with the drumstick dancing, and then here we have like a subtle thing of like the utensils silver, but they're still eating.
Right.
With
So it's
their-
like it's
their
very
hands.
subtle, but it's not as harsh as it is in America, sorta.
Oh no, definitely. Like I said, MC Hammer dancing, Jerry Rice with the chicken helmet. That's the craziest thing I ever seen.
But I mean, like, it was for
Or
the
like-
bag, and then some people like get the. That's the battle you hear. Get the bag, even though it's very detrimental to society or to whatever. But
Yourself.
But is it detrimental if you could just teach someone to be like, no, that's not. That's not the way.
Okay, but then
But
what
who's
would,
really teaching it? I guess
what would we replace it? Because more people don't want to, I've had this conversation.
nobody.
More
wants it.
people want to follow what has already been working than to actually create something new that would actually be productive
Yeah,
and that
that's
would
true.
actually benefit.
That's true.
So, who wants to do that? And who wants to invest their money to do so?
I mean, like, I feel like people already are. It's just,
I mean,
To do it.
they got all the talent in the world. I mean, they could do it. It's just, I guess you can argue like, do they want to?
That's
Yeah.
the question.
And most of the time
They don't.
No.
They don't.
If something's
Especially
already
if it's
working,
not
let it run into the
profitable.
ground.
Exactly. Especially if it's not profitable yet. Not to say that it's not profitable at all. Not profitable yet.
I don't know.
If we had more advertisements of young black people who were educated, and there's more advertisements of educated black people,
Then,
are you going to start going to buy those educated stuff?
I mean, if you watch
I
the
mean-
Boondocks when they did the Band BET episode, and they had that whole episode when it was like the BET Association or whatever, how it was first by a guy that actually, because if you remember BET back in the day, they would do like go to HBCUs
Yeah, they
and
did.
college tours, and then at one point it just
yeah.
shifted, and then it was talk about the person that ran and say, I seen a black person reading a book and smiling, and change like and they literally changed the whole thing. Now instead of different colleges, it's College Hill, and people getting their head beaten in with stilettos, and like just different things. It just changed the whole. You know what I mean?
Like what happened recently? Tyler Perry. I said his name right.
I guess he
Tyler Perry.
he withdraw from the buying of BT. I think it was.
no, I swear he bought it.
No. So Paramount now owns BT, Viacom, MTV, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. So they're like, this is the fee. They're like, okay, we got that. Then they went, all right, this is the fee. Okay, we got that too. This is the fee. We got that. Nah, I mean, we're not selling it. And that's what happened. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically like, nah, we're not. No.
But here's
Wow.
the thing. But here's the thing. Let's say if that's the case, it's like
Wow.
maybe that was his mission the whole time to buy BT. Let's say if that's the case.
Yes.
But then there's people that don't like Tyler Perry for how he got it with the hello, Auntie Medea, and hello, hi there. Like people don't like that whole thing. It was a whole concept. You remember? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
But
so-
if he was doing that just so he can get to the top, to be in a position to do so,
Yeah, $3 billion auction.
right,
he made everyone fooled then.
which is true, I guess.
He played the role, chucked and jived, did the minstrel, and said, "This is what you want? I'm giving you what the people want." Got into a position, said, "I'm gonna continue doing what the people want," and then, no, sorry,
Take over.
that's it. Like,
Are you saying that's gonna have to happen? We're gonna need a lot more people like that to just you know,
Produce
do
what
what
we
people-
actually want to watch.
yeah.
Because basically, so Tyler Perry. Why was I saying his name
Oh,
wrong?
Sean Combs is also in there?
Tyler Perry, pardon me, Brian Allen, and Sean Diddy Combs. So they're gonna do
Really?
yeah.
So
are
they
you
all were coming together.
So you're telling? So are you saying that a
That's
black person does not own
crazy.
BT right now?
And Paramount was like, no.
A black person does not own BT right now. Is that what you're
That's
saying?
crazy. And I think that's a
No,
concern.
Yeah.
Hence why we don't watch it.
Probably. Well, let's
I
say
mean,
that out
So
loud.
is that why?
I'm going to say it out loud.
Is that
I
why
mean-
BT's doing BT now every time?
So the reason why BET is not getting the BET viewership that they are intending to have is because black people, or the representation of who it is for, do not own the actual
I don't know if
network.
I don't know if it's true. I'm not gonna we gotta fact check that, but I'm not too sure.
But if allegedly that is true, then I am very happy.
I mean, they do have BT subscription, like in the States, they have like the actually BT show with all
I think there's a word for this. When people are making and monopolizing off of a culture's culture.
Oh.
And what's the word? Appropriation?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, it seems like
I wouldn't know still. I'll just... All right, back to the chicken. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, you
but
know
I
what?
mean like it's
I'm joking.
You did a comic genius thing because like we talk about like ownership and like bids and all that. People go, yeah, I hear you, but
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
man.
Crispy, man.
Right.
Crispy chicken, man.
crispy.
I want the crisp. I want fried.
Yes.
Fried.
problematic.
It'll be
A
figured
bucket.
out.
Bucket size.
It'll be figured out in the future though.
Well, I hope that they do get it.
I feel like Gen Z, they move militant. But at the same time, they're outraged at a lot of things that they don't need to be outraged.
Like what?
You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone.
You know what needs to be left alone?
What?
Just do a segment. We didn't do a relationship one in a while, but
Okay. All right. Let's do this. We have 10 minutes.
we have 10 minutes, yeah. Now, the title goes, my fiance won't tell his best friends that we're engaged.
Oh my god.
Okay. My fiance proposed to me in almost a full year ago. Our wedding was supposed to be September of this year, next week, but we postponed it in April and began working through some of our issues to make sure we actually want to spend our lives together. One of those issues is my fiance's unwillingness to tell his lifelong friends we are engaged. Although he speaks to these guys daily, his excuse was wanting to tell them in person. I suggested inviting them over to the new house and surprising them. He says no, we even argue about it. It's been a year, and he still hasn't told them. Recently, he hung out with all the guys for some football thing, and guess what never came up in the conversation?
His wife? I mean,
His
Fiance?
Fiance to be, yeah. Am I crazy for thinking that's weird? I don't even know what to do at this point, but it makes me so uncomfortable. Context. I know all these guys. I even lived with my fiance and one of them, like, reverse Three's company in college. Okay. Three's company, their show. I've known my fiance and his friends for almost 10 years, which is what raises red flags for me. Now, and this person just left it too long to read. My fiance won't tell his friends we're engaged even after 10 months, and I'm suspicious of why not, and if he's hiding something, or if I'm the problem. Damn, 10 months.
You know what?
And they lived together
almost
at one
a
point.
year. And does she have context to these people?
Some of the, yeah, so she lived with a couple of them.
Yeah, if she knows who they are
Knew them.
and she can reach out to them.
She knew them for 10 years.
But part of it is, how does she know that he is not saying anything about
And
their
you see, that's what I was looking at. How do you know he didn't bring it up?
You see,
But at the same time, I understand Because some people want like an elaborate thing, like, you know, we're engaged, yay! You know what I mean? But sometimes they be like, but some people they be like, yo, that's that's my girl. We're engaged still. All right, bet, cool. We don't really go, oh my gosh, she's the you know what I mean?
We laughed just now. Nah, some men them are just
Hi everyone. Me and my girl.
Yeah, we don't.
We are engaged.
Some men don't do that at all.
Is that something y'all like? Is that what y'all want?
No, it's not even that. To me, it's more like why this is a lifestyle change and a milestone change. Why wouldn't you share that milestone?
And I understand that too.
That's really it. And these are your close friends.
Mm-hmm.
So you're keeping secrets from everyone else.
I'm showing one side that I'm showing the side that one that it probably wasn't a secret. But then there's that, yes, there is that side where it's like, yo, I'm tired of this woman. You know what I mean? Some people, I'm not even going to say, because women do it too. They act like a certain way with their friends, and then in the relationship, they're like, different. Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And when I tell cons about how this person's moving, you're telling me you don't believe me, but I'm like, yo, you don't date the person. They're completely different when they're in a relationship mode. You hear me? Holy shoot,
Very
man.
true.
It's like, why you like this on the road? And then when the doors are closed, you just tore the veil, and you're just a different person.
Rolling.
Like,
you know what I mean? A whole different person.
Like a whole shapeshifter. Mystique out here. X-Men.
I saw it go though. I feel like I feel like everybody in the world's like that.
Yeah, but 10 months?
10 months is like...
Some people live in a lie their whole work shift.
I
You know what I mean?
get that.
And it's acceptable.
What?
Yo, that's crazy.
But I mean...
That's crazy. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
You get paid to be that fake person at work. This is choice.
I don't know, man. She needs to talk. Like, they need to actually have like a full-out conversation.
Well, they get into arguments.
But now...
I know. I don't know. That's weird.
Like they did talk.
Then
she brought it up.
Because it's even weird to have the ultimatum to be like, I need you to tell me. Like, if you don't tell your friends we're engaged, hell to pay. Hell to pay.
What?
Like, it's very like, it's just... Certain conversations shouldn't be said. Like, you know what I mean? If you really love the person, it should be someone you should pull around and bring out. You know what I mean?
That's such a weird
Well, like... And I mean, she's going about the measures to be like, yo, you can invite them, let them know. Like, but maybe the other part too is maybe the friends are trying to constantly be a wingman to him. And maybe she's aware of this.
What do you mean?
Because if he is not single, then he is free market, even though he's dating somebody exclusively.
I guess.
But now this is your fiance. You are moving in the other direction of then possibly dropping this person to be single again.
But hey, man, hold on 1 second. If that's your fiance, he didn't let nobody know that you're engaged. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what she's upset about. You didn't tell no one. 10 months. We've been like this. Status change.
something's off.
It's
though.
still
It's
fake dating.
It is off because the man's when some people they get engaged, they want the world to know. I was still thinking about that. Why don't you tell your friends? But then I thought about it. I'm like, 10 months, yeah, something is off. There has to be a logical reason. He said, listen, I got some crimes. Or like something.
What?
It has to be something like...
Or he's already married.
No, sir.
You know what?
Let me tell you something.
The friends know who the real wife is.
Oh my
these relationships... Those relationships are like bills that you thought you got away from.
You know, like...
Until you do your credit report.
She's really the side team.
You go to credit... You're trying to go start a new life and get a new car or a new house.
Yeah,
and then they're like, well, this phone bill... that you know
divorce papers
you
haven't settled yet.
You didn't sell this payment. You didn't sell this payment. When your credit karma starts going on, your relationship karma or whatever, and it's like, hey, this is a reoccurring relationship.
Yeah,
this isn't a reoccurring account. This is a reoccurring relationship. You were there last month. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate.
That's crazy. Okay, hypothetical. She's finding out she's a side thing.
No, I'm not gonna say
hypothetical.
I'm not gonna say that, but
I mean, why would you not tell your friends about your new engagement?
Like engagement, like
Because it sounds like
I don't
you
know.
haven't
I
broke
don't
off
know.
your last one. Like
And he probably, but whole life.
yo,
Ay, ay, ay.
they know this.
yo.
They be like, you're engaged? Wait, when were you engaged?
When
You don't.
When
you
were
don't,
you engaged?
you,
is
got,
crazy.
you don't. I mean,
Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna play a scenario. I'm gonna direct the movie a second. So the couple comes in. Some of her friends are around. She takes it upon herself to say, "Okay, guys, we have an announcement to make. Me and this person are engaged." And your response was, "Wait, you're engaged? Oh, if she." Oh.
not even. He,
I gotta be flying the
first
wall for
off,
that.
first off, you're not a real friend if you go out there and say you're engaged. You're not a real friend. You're gonna have to talk to him later. You'll be like, "Oh, you're engaged? All right, congratulations!" And then you have to go, "Man, nigga, what the hell? What the hell's wrong with you?" You're gonna have that conversation.
Right.
What happened to Keisha, Letitia, Donna, Shaw, Inez, and Felicia, Teresa, Marika, Karen, Thicky? What about Cookie that you met at the ice cream parlor?
Wow.
Huh? What about the three Kims?
The three Kims, man.
You know what I mean? All treated fairly, and yet and still, like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I think that's a conversation you guys should have, and count how many excuses. And I wish you the best, but it's not looking good, sis.
10 months.
Yeah, 10 months.
It's
is
not
a
looking too
very,
good.
like-
10 months and nobody knows that you guys are engaged.
A lot of people will know that you're engaged and don't even know when the wedding is. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which is fair.
Which, yeah, exactly. Like,
Which is
it's like,
fair.
oh, that person's engaged. All right, cool. But for you to be
It's
engaged
really-
for the longest time and just
No one knows.
no one knows.
No one knows that you actually are moving your relationship forward in that direction.
I know this post is about the friends and everything, but I want to.
But then
I wish I
sometimes,
mentioned that if the parents know,
Yeah, how far is this going?
like, yeah, like I don't.
But sometimes people will tell their parents, but they won't tell their friends. Because it looks nice to their parents. And your parents are not going to meet and cross with your parents. With your friends, sorry.
Right.
So it's like, parents, hey, this is so-and-so, so-and-so, I'm engaged to them.
care
Cool.
about your friends where you smoke
What?
with and run joke with.
And who knows, maybe he hasn't said anything about to his friends because maybe he knows that maybe some of his friends actually slept with her. Who knows?
Yo, that
Somebody might like her.
is a scenario.
She said that she lived with one of them.
Like they live together. Yeah.
And that is wild. See, we're going too far.
Wow.
We're going too far.
But no,
like,
but it's
Maybe that would say why he hasn't said anything because he knows that one of the guys.
I'll just say, sir.
And now
I'll
here
say,
he is about to wife her.
I'll say, ma'am, something.
Stop going
Something all right.
in the community and sharing. Why is that? Like the pass around. I don't.
This is just
I don't get. In theory.
Yes,
Hypothetical. But like
So many reasons.
the whole
There has to
pass
be
around thing.
There,
is
there has
just-
to be something there that you got to figure out, and I hope you do. I really hope you do,
me too.
like their friends come over, and then everyone,
because sometimes some people believe it's not serious. Maybe the person just doesn't know how to introduce you. Like there's a lot of other
But she
reasons.
knows them.
I know, but like,
So what other?
yikes! I don't know.
That's
So,
what I'm saying.
I'll
She
play-
knows them. They know her. Why? Why
what are
can't
we-
you introduce as hi? She's the soon-to-be Mrs.
Oh, that's my friend. That's wild.
Like you out here sounding like a whole roommate.
I wish you the best, whoever you are.
She said 10 years.
Prayer
too.
for you. Prayer for you.
That's the whole.
She's known them for the friends.
I've
for
known
10
my
years.
fiance and his friends for 10 years.
Yeah, so she knows them.
And they probably know that the flex was guanin already. They probably know. But they probably know other things.
So that's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
So imagine. That's why I said what I said. Like, if she's already gone through and she ended up with him, and he's the only one. Maybe he's
Some
just.
people,
You know.
there's some people be like, I didn't tell you because I loved you.
Wow.
But they told him.
I don't know. I pray for those individuals, and I hope you guys find some guidance and figure it
Hold
out.
on.
Like I don't want to go that far.
Like everyone in the same room and everyone just looks at each other and goes, how do we all sample the same woman?
I don't know if that's what they were saying, and I
But
don't think
why
that was-
why
that
is he
wasn't a part of the-
avoiding? Why is he
that wasn't a
avoiding
part
to
of the
have the
question.
guys over
That's not
so
a part
then
of the
they can make
question.
that announcement?
That's
though?
not a part of the question.
But okay, here's my question: why is he arguing to not have the guys over so they can make their announcement?
Because
not just being like,
maybe,
arguing.
Against it.
Maybe the he just didn't like his brethren like that. He's like, I don't want him to see the side of me. I'm an OG. I don't want him to see the side of me. I don't want to see me in love.
But then that also goes back to, it sounds like he's playing a single man with his friends.
Probably. But that's not, hey man.
This is crazy, man.
You guys ready to wrap? What do you guys plug? What do you guys plug? What is your guys plug?
Hey, man,
I gotta get out of here. So
Anyways.
ask one more time, and if you still get a roadblock, hey man,
I would say just cut it off.
you might have to cut it off.
Yeah, yo.
'cause-
But if you really like him, it shouldn't matter who else is involved in your relationship. Just make sure the certificate is real when you're done. Okay.
Yo. Okay, my plug, Delnijiro, DELNIJIRO, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And yes, I guess advice for life: make sure that marriage certificate is real.
Mm-hmm.
Please make sure that's real.
I mean, you're gonna find out whether he was previously married.
what's
anyways.
real anymore in these worlds?
Make sure
they just get money.
Make sure they don't print it from a Canon Pixma
Yeah.
laser printer.
Official. Make
what's
sure it's
real
signed on the
is-
dotted line when you get married.
It's to come from the city.
Right? You guys said you moved your date to April, so make sure get that background check.
Oh,
Get that counseling done.
oh.
Go scan it. Yeah.
People are losing everything. Their rent money. People are losing rent money and weddings to fake bogus things. Fake Airbnbs, fake buildings, fake properties,
This is true.
fake cars,
True.
fake faces,
facade, yo.
fake bodies, like
The facade.
fake identities,
Deep
Like-
fake.
like deep fakes,
yo,
scammer them there, like
Mimicking your loved one's voice,
oh
and then you
my
give
gosh,
them money.
AI technology.
Oh shoot.
Can you imagine AI technology and then someone, Anyway, Jay Hunterville on Instagram.
What was it?
Um,
okay.
Yeah, Jay Hunterville is Lou Pistols on Twitch. I plan to get a PS5 soon, so
Okay.
I probably might get back in streaming. Maybe we'll see how it goes, man. God willing.
I was on your Instagram. And I seen a couple of you playing a scary game. I don't think you do scary games like that.
Scary games are kind of rough still, but people love it. People love when I'm playing scary games, when I'm jumping and shit. I tried Resident Evil. I was stressing. I was stressing. By
I seen the clip.
I was playing it, and because they wanted me to be, they would be like typing, turn the lights off in the background. I would be like, so I'm playing it. So you're getting my real emotions.
Yes.
And then I'll pause the game a lot of times, and they were like, "Why did you pause it? Keep going!" Yeah, just watch you be stressed with the PTs, and then headphones.
Yeah.
So the sound is like,
Oh, you get the surround sound panning from left to right.
especially
Yo.
like
There's
the
a clip I seen of him, like something happened, like something fell over, and Jamie just went, huh? Pause.
yeah, because my heart palpitates. My heart palpitates, yo.
Woo, that's
My heart
crazy.
palpitates, yo.
I don't know if I can do scary games like that.
Oh man.
Especially these ones, they're now like, there's one Dark Matter production, I think it is, that does like Man of Medan. It's basically these ones where it's like you have like 8 different characters. You gotta learn their personalities and try to make all of them survive.
Oh,
But the stories link. So like you'll be playing
this
one
is
character
like that
and it'll
one.
pass to the other character.
Yes.
Then people will have a bond.
Yes.
But then I killed somebody by pressing the wrong button.
I know which kind
is
of
that the
game you're
werewolf
talking about.
game?
Yeah. There's Until Dawn. There's all these different
Yes,
ones.
yes.
The werewolf
Yes.
I
is
know
actually
Until
good.
Dawn.
Yes.
Yes. I know that one.
That's actually a
That
good one.
same company.
Same with the butterfly effect.
Yeah, it's all them type
Yeah,
of shit.
all of
yeah.
them.
Wow. Okay.
And then you have that so Raven moments where it shows you a future of somebody dying, and you're like, oh,
You have to choose what
make
path.
sure you don't die that way, right? Those games are stressful because
They are.
they're stressful
They are.
because there's one where it says don't breathe or don't press anything, and you have to press the thing at a certain time because it's the heart rate,
Right.
and then you're like, oh my gosh. I remember one game, I swear I thought I breathed in the mic too loud, and then they just get your pause. Pause the game. Pause the game. There's one called even Remothered. There's one named Remothered. And it was like a crazy man with a sickle just chasing you down, singing "Old MacDonald Have a Farm" like eerie, like yeah. And then there's a song that keeps playing. It's like yo, Remothered, man. There's some duppy games. Obviously, there's Five Nights at Freddy's and them. So,
Yeah.
and you see people catch a heart attack watching those type of movies. They're playing the game and they be like, "Hey guys, you know ah!" Scared as hell. And then like lock out. Yo, you know how much times I played games and I pull off my mic because I'm just like, ah, woo. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to this. Yeah, but yeah,
The scream of terror and yes.
all right, let's get back to this. Yeah, but yeah,
That's hilarious.
Blue Pistols on Twitch.
Okay, and the Nerdsy, you can find me on Instagram at THENERDs, as I said. And you can also follow my photography page at ZZZ.studioto, ZZZ.STUDIOTO. Look at me.
If you have any questions, concerns, complaints, send it to askthevent@gmail.com. That's ASKTHEVENT@gmail.com. Yes, please support on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and
We love in the comments.
and DSPs in general. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and Acast. So, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. You guys be safe out here.
Please be safe, please.
And this is the Vent. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Wash your hands.